Hello, everybody. This is MC. I'm just checking in. I hope my volume is up and running. This is the recovery steps and relapse show. So I'm just checking in. I showed y'all things about this circle and this triangle earlier in the week, and now I'm over here, and I noticed y'all noticed in the thumbnail. Because what was in the thumbnail was, I wanted to talk about the switch addictions. Uh, switch addictions, meaning like, after you done came into the process of recovery. Uh, and I wanted to speak about the relapsing and things. Usually it's basically a cause of, switching up, uh, finding finding something else to get into when it comes to you know being recovery for a while. But as like what the thumbnail say, does other addictions arise in recovery? And I put in little words up under the title, like porn, sex, gambling, stealing, etc. Could recovery 12 steps or rehab help us and our Kelly? Meaning, you know, he's locked up at the moment on racketeering. And that's what made me think about this title, because I noticed in recovery that, I was in 4 treatment centers, and I always racked up some kind of ideal that I can do it different. Meaning that I always then figured out something else to get into to deflect the decision to admit that I have a problem. So so that goes back to the question: could recovery 12 steps or rehabilitation help someone like me, or or Kelly in the case? Because early on something went down. And like we say in the 12 steps, we say we admit we were powerless over alcohol and our lives have become unmanageable. That's the first step. And then and then unmanageability is the part that I would like to look at, because people are having so many discussions and things about, his past, someone then molested him or something, and I remember at a time in my life that happened to me, and in the circumstances of that happening to someone like me, it was like a neighbor son, someone that was a little older than me that stayed across the street. But like I said in some of my other videos about the kind of parents that I had at that time, especially with that father uh, that's named Snake Eye, is the nickname, and the real name is John. And then mom and dad, mom girlfriends would call them jailbirds. So you think I'm going to tell a father like that so and so over there did something with the things that I seen right at that age, 9, 10 years old? I don't think so, because like I said, even back then, I kind of like knew something was going on because the things we seen at the driveway with those balloons that was real hard to blow up. Those kind of things was happening. But to get back on point is that that was one incident, and that's why I don't so much discuss the second half of the first step, because where we've been rolling is with that physical malady, the allergy of the body. But it ain't so much of the allergy of the body that I'm concerned with also. So I'm concerned on this part of I experienced even in my last round of this round of recovery that I always like, I always went back to like, well, if I can get this girlfriend or or if I can take this person out, uh, I'll feel better. And then if I happen to have some sex, then I would even feel better. But a whole lot of other things arose to the point to where, then I got these videos and this porno type of stuff going on even after having sex. So I had those experiences. But let's talk about these earlier experience I had in my early recovery. Why I always went back to these slippery places that the treatment centers told me not to go back to. It might tempt me. So to prove the treatment centers wrong, I'm gonna go back around the homeboys, knowing darn well that they over there drinking, and then I'll buy me some of that club soda, that Canadian water, or some tonic water to prove to them that I'm okay. Uh, I I don't need to drink what y'all want, but they all be saying, man, but you gonna be drinking, and they don't even go to me. You're gonna be drinking pretty soon because you over here clowning, buying buying us beers and stuff with your money. Because when you get sober and get out of the treatment center, you have a lot of extra money. Now, let's check this out. Uh, then I would go on the block because I'm hanging out with some of the people I want to hang out with before I go to a meeting because I'm in the so-called slippery places, like hanging out at the car wash or playing cards with them. Nothing ain't wrong. I'm not finna drink. But then one of them will say, uh, "Let's shoot dice." I said, "Whoa." I said, "Yeah, I got extra money." So there I am. We, we should we at the homie's house? We got some money. They know I got some money. And then I get them dices, clack, 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 clack. Then I have to flip them. And then the thing about the dices, this is why I say switch addiction. Soon as I felt them dices, I felt this burst of energy, like something went over me, like that adrenaline rush. That I'm doing something that's giving me the same effect as alcohol and cocaine. Do you know it's so physically? It felt as if I didn't took a drink. And what they say in Alcoholics Anonymous, this is I'm an individual at this time, a dry drunk, a dry crackaholic, a person, an individual that's not really putting in anything inside the circular triangle. The only thing that I'm treating when I can make it to a meeting is the body. I'm wide open when it comes to the mind and the spirit. So I'm not being of service. Who I'm being of service to? Those slippery places. So the slippery places turns out to be the real place where I'm treating my body more in my early stages of recovery. And without me knowing, like I say in the textbook of Alcoholics Anonymous, that this illness I have, it's cunning, baffling, and powerful. Not only of that, uh, it even mentioned something about like it's lurking. Lurking is like it's something's watching you, but you can't catch it. That they're about to can't catch it. And that's the reason why I was on the grounds shooting dice. it was like, you take this little mustard seed and put it at the top of a mountain at out there at Big Bear somewhere, or a mammoth, and that mustard seed would just turn into a big snowball without you even knowing it. So these lurking notions that that uh, God was trying to make it so clear. Even when my friends and them was up here, they knew the prediction of what was going to happen to me more than I did. So, like Marcia used to say, you can't see the picture if you're inside the frame. Oh man, I be busting up off of that when I be seeing picture frames and stuff. So this other part. Oh, and a matter of fact, I got to figure out how to let some of y'all get into the screen. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna see if this is the way I'm supposed to put the link in to get some of y'all to come in the screen. Just click onto the link, and it's up under my name to the right side. And I believe that's how people can get in. So, in other words, the situation, will something like this help an individual out, like in the early stages? Some of the people that I know, like my brother and them, told me that, come on now, his homies and stuff early on was trying to tell him you need to back off of doing that, man. You need to back out. But I guess he didn't got to a place where he didn't want to probably listen to someone or listen to them. Uh, some people say it's as if he was living as if he was invincible. I don't know. But it looked like early on that, if he would have had got some type of image consultant or some sort of individual or counselor that would say, man, but I guess he was too far out there in it. Because thing that I did in my recovery, because right now I have 22 years of recovery. I celebrated at a AA place today, and this is one of the chips. I'll be back in a minute. And then they gave me this one. Look at that! Look at that baby there. 22 years, and there go that camel. And the camel on the chip represents 24 hours, because they store water and they keep it moving. See? And it's the other side of it. And that explains that body, mind, and spirit of the fellowship and stuff. They still have these things. But just to get back on topic and stuff, I put a link in there. I believe I did the right link. It's up under MC Recovery Steps and Relapse Show. So, I've been texting individuals, and maybe some of y'all can get in, because I did say I was finna go live pretty soon, and this is what I'm talking about. So, one thing happened to me. I believe I was like, 4 or 5 years sober or something. Yeah, I think I was like 4 or 5 years, and I told my sponsor, I said, man, guess what? I don't think I have to do this recovery no more, because they have something that's in the book, and I switched addiction. I didn't. I have became addicted to porn. I remember when I said that at the marathon, people was cracking up because what has happened is that I had to get back into the work. I ended up going back to my inventory and my personal inventory, my personal relationship part of the inventory, and the sex part of the inventory that my sponsor took me back into. Because what I was telling him is that, having a certain amount of magazines and getting some on the side was sufficing. I was enjoying the effect produced by having sex. So, we say in cocaine anonymous, we say we admit we were powerless over cocaine and all mind altering substances in our life has became un, unmanageable. Unmanageable ability don't have to always mean when you relapse or when you just on your own or before you hit the room. The unmanageability can happen at any time within your own personal recovery. So the question is, could something like the 12 steps or rehab help an individual as ourselves or Kelly? Beg to differ. Will they be giving it to him while he's locked up? Could it reduce his sentences? And then even if it get reduced, the situation is so near and dear. Uh, uh, it sounds as if he has to go through some more court proceedings in other states. Will they? Will the statute of his situation be at a place of where they he can have the type of defense or attorneys to make this precedent for when he want to go back to trial. Should I forgot what the word is? Someone said it earlier in a show I was watching. Uh, but other than that, the link is over there. I believe I did the link part right. It's up under my name. I think if you hit that, you can get in here. I don't know. I need to make sure participants. Oh, sure. I don't see no participants yet. Uh, and I'm going to keep on learning more about this YouTube thing. And like I said earlier, on that part about, so he had me write all this stuff over again, and I put the new stuff that happened with these personal relationships that I was having with individuals. Even look, even those magazines and the videos that do, those DVDs that they were selling right on the street, man. I'm telling you, it was as if I switched addictions again. So the same as in my early recovery when, all of a sudden I'm thinking that it's okay to go back around your friends and you ain't doing nothing. And then especially when it came to them gambling, because now I'm gambling and I'm not drinking up my money, but sooner or later, those lurking notions that this textbook talk about, this disease, this disease being cunning, baffling, powerful. Oh man, it got me one day. Here's the relapse. My friend went to the drive-in movie with his date. I'm in the back seat, and before you knew it, without any thought or any excuse, I had a pink champagne because this illness said, a pink champagne never got me loaded, drunk. And like that mustard seed I said earlier, but it sure set the ball rolling because by the time we got to the drive-in and they gave me a twig of that secret seven, I said, take me to the Red Onion. And we left from the drive-in that was in Gardena. They dropped me off. I changed my mind about the Red Onion, and I went to some bar on 6th Street where where I'm saying, dang, how did I end up way over here? So, I always be having some crazy stuff to do. Then I said, dang, I should have just told them to take me home. Now I gotta pay money to see when you're the alcoholic or the crackaholic like me, once you realize you made a bad move with some money and and now I'm on full relapse mode, that just seemed like, dang, I calculated like I ought to walk home, but walking way back from 6th Street back to South Central, nah, I just took the burn my butt. So, so hopefully, uh, right at the end of this video, make sure that you subscribe, hit the like button. I'll catch you in another live show. Leave some comment. And I'm going to see if I can do this same one, maybe at an earlier time, right in the morning. Oh, no, not in the morning, in the afternoon, or when those of us get off work. So, let me see if I had some more questions that I wanted to add to this conversation. Oh, yeah. So, do y'all believe that, does R. Kelly deserve a chance to get rehab? Because like in all these other cases, they like be saying like as a plea deal of something to have a reduced system. So and until then, keep coming back. I had someone right up here, right in the chat, and they put like in there, and they bounce. So until next time, everybody, peace and thank you for all the happy birthday shout outs.